So you've returned. Yunso koin munj wuzu. Da upa o sakurata go jujuto yoki. Kawana bota yutatanga kinamatura. Tayaita kawana bota yutatanga kinamatura. Tayaita tabosanan hans gavadumpa munsuru kuplaliyawa. Da upa o sakurata go jujuto yoki. Hiata yamba waji. Dovrei con mwili wosa slima po wanga sawana nucha. Da upa os. Dovrei con mwili wosa slima po. Don hitem.
Well, check it again. It can't be anything else. Just check the damn connector. I don't trust the diagnostics any more than I trust you. Because I don't like droids. They break. In the head. Well, whatever you call that thing on your head. Yeah, well, if I'm mean to you, it's because I care. Something up?
Another visitor? You must be here to join in the plunder of the old Jedi Enclave. You have to see Administrator Ii first. You're one of the salvagers, right? Your ship looks banged up enough to be part of that lot. But you look different. Then who are you? The only recent visitors we've had on Dantooine have been salvagers, and a slew of mercenaries. Just to see the sights, right? You're just another salvager. Go see Administrator Adari in Kunda if you want to get into the ruins. Have you ever sliced a Jedi security door? The old ruins are secure from salvagers unless they get permission from Adari. She was the agricultural administrator of Dantooine. After the Sith attack, she kept us together. Without her, the only thing you'd see around here are mercenaries. We had problems with Mandalorian mercenaries even before the Jedi Civil War. The Jedi helped clear most of the problem up, but after the war, many soldiers from both sides of the conflict became mercenaries. And since we're so far from the core, some started gathering here. The difference between an out-of-work mercenary and a raider is a Vibra-Blade's edge. The only thing we can prove they've done is intimidate a few farmers. The farmers give them goods, money, or food just to stay on their good side. The only one that isn't scared of them is the administrator. There have also been a lot of disappearances recently, and not all of them can be blamed on Cath hounds. But nobody can prove the mercenaries are responsible. A farmer here and there, or a family. We lost enough people during the war that keeping the calf hound and kinrath populations under control hasn't been possible. So there are a lot of animal attacks. Some deaths, too. The disappearances might be just coincidence, but a lot of the stubborn folks seem to be more accident-prone. Kunda is the big building just outside the landing port. It used to be the estate of a man named Matali, but he and his family disappeared around the time of the bombardment. The administrator rebuilt it, and now this is our center of government. I know it doesn't look like much, but there aren't many settlers that live on this planet. This building is the start of something new for us. We're very proud of it. Just head into the building and you'll find your way to the administrator. I'll be over by the entrance if you need anything else.
What do you want? I don't have time for cursed salvagers. Well, you don't look like a damn mercenary, and you don't smell like a stinking farmer. Why else would you be here? Our salvagers are a crazed lot of treasure hunters, looking to loot something of value from the ruins of the Jedi Enclave. Most of them end up broke, or dead. If you ask me, anything of value that was in the Enclave has already been plundered. Nothing but rumor. They say the spirits of the angry dead haunt the ruins. On a quiet night, you can hear the ghosts howling and scraping around. Oh, you know, folks around Kunda. Go there yourself and get the details firsthand. Find the Kunda outpost just outside the landing port. Is this gonna take long? I'm busy, you know. Not sure what they're doing here other than causing trouble. There's not really much work here for mercenaries. Maybe they're here to collect the bounty on that Jedi. I don't know for sure, but that's what they say. Is this gonna take long? Can't you tell? I'm a mechanic. In fact, I'm the only mechanic here in Kunda. I'm responsible for maintaining everything mechanical or electrical at the Kunda outpost. That damned alien has set up a shop outside Kunda. If you ask me, I think he's stripping the machinery around Kunda and selling it back to us. Is this gonna take long?
Ringundas, Horisidan Gelfa, Fabuelta. Ringundas, Horisidan Gelfa, Fabuelta.
I've been dealing with that problem for years. The Ithorians are justifiably renowned for their ability to stabilize ecospheres, but some things are beyond even their skills.
Sidan Gelfa, Inugan Gelfa, Linda Krufna. Ringundas, Horisidan Gelfa, Fabuelta. Ringundas, Horisidan Gelfa, Fabuelta. Ringundas, Horisidan Gelfa, Fabuelta. Fandibu Gelfa, Fabuelta. Linda Krufna, Horisidan Gelfa, Inugan Gelfa. Tudun Kruflava, Fandibu Gelfa, Horisidan Gelfa, Inugan Gelfa. Fabuelta. Krufnadan Gelfa, Horisidan Gelfa. Sidan Gelfa, Inugan Gelfa. Linda Krufna. Ringundas, Horisidan Gelfa, Fabuelta. Ringundas, Horisidan Gelfa, Fabuelta.
Charanana gundoso remina che l'orak de curcattada. Fiaratore padano ringatel camarada telefibu nubu de veterana cenirara. Charanana gundoso remina che l'orak de curcattada. Fiaratore padano ringatel camarada telefibu nubu de veterana cenirara. Der inturunto wakare que wapa teratana cingaradana. Fiaratore padano de ringtada nel camarada telefibu nubu de Dosane karamala blur incidera mel rebe chinchin kranaktada. Der inturunto wakare que wap gerebu. Nenso telepachan corsodara nane gra delunuta choloren. Terewana jun konata della guno tunna. Dai rinturun kawre kare papanala ranchinga. Derace wemenoto to rere senesenten. Der inturunto wakare que wap gerebu. Nenso telepachan corsodara nane gra delunuta choloren. Der inturunto wakare que wapa teratana cingaradana. Fera rampada no de ringtada nel camera cella fibor nubodat. Dosane karamala blur incidera mel rebe chinchin kranaktada. Der inturunto wakare que wap gerebu. Nenso telepachan corsodara nane gra delunuta choloren. Terewana jun konata della guno tunna. Dai rinturun kawre kare papanala ranchinga. Derace wemenoto to rere senesenten. Der inturunto wakare que wap gerebu. Nenso telepachan corsodara nane gra delunuta choloren. Der inturunto wakare que wapa teratana cingaradana. Fera rampada no de ringtada nel camera cella fibor nubodat. Dosane karamala blur incidera mel rebe chinchin kranaktada. Der inturunto wakare que wap gerebu. Nenso telepachan corsodara nane gra delunuta choloren. Terewana jun konata della guno tunna. Dai rinturun kawre kare papanala ranchinga. Derace wemenoto to rere senesenten. Relive curonto sa mele grima con corre gimbasa. Rechu contrada suma con cere non grum. Gen rectada cemense bingar rugototo unde chuchur remananza. Der rinturun to wakare que wap gerebu. Nenso telepachan corsodara nane gra delunuta choloren.
What do you want now? She was the agricultural administrator of Dantooine. After the Sith attacked, she kept us together. Without her, the only thing you'd see around here would be mercenaries.
Don't cause any more trouble for Dantooine. I've had enough of it for a lifetime.
Do you actually believe a Jedi would return here? After all they've done to us? They wouldn't dare.
They certainly would. Well, you remember how they were. Always so superior, so arrogant, and never lending a hand when we really needed them.
I still don't believe it.
You should. My cousin's friend, he used to tend the gardens around the Enclave. He swears he saw a Jedi in Kunda. Could be hiding anywhere.
Well, I hope it's true. I hear there's a bounty on them, and we could certainly use the money.
Unless somebody beats you to it.
The salvagers keep coming here and bothering the militia. That Garavik is the worst of them. If it weren't for the Jedi, we'd be a prosperous community. They brought us nothing but trouble.
Welcome to Kunda. You're a salvager, right? You'll need to see Administrator Adare to get access to the ruins. If you need directions to anything else, just ask. Garavik is a salvager, the worst one of the lot. Try to stay clear of him. He's a dangerous one to cross. Her office is directly behind this room. You really can't miss it. She can see you now if you like. You're not. The only heavily armed people that visit us are either salvagers or mercenaries. And you don't look quite gritty enough to be a mercenary. The things that would most interest you are our weapon merchant Anzeron, the leader of our militia. Akare is still around here somewhere too. He sells droid components. We hope it will become the new center of government for the settlers. The Administrator has been trying to organize us in the wake of the Jedi Civil War. Certainly. What do you want to know?
A lot of people here hate Jedi. But when they were here, they tried helping us. I don't blame them.
Are you waiting for the Administrator too? You won't have to wait too long. But if you want results, now that you may never get here. Kunda's like a droid without its power cell. Useless. We have problems all over, and the most you can get out of the Administrator is a pat in the back.
I'm sick of all their excuses and empty words. I need justice now.
I fought in the war, and I know how to use my blaster rifle. If the Administrator or Zeron doesn't do something, then I will.
Salvagers are the problem. They strip bare the ruins that belong to the people of Dantooine. Then they sell what they find back to us at inflated prices.
I'm not a violent man. I've had my share of it in the war. I sincerely hoped I could just hang my blaster rifle on the wall as a souvenir for my grandchildren.
But I can't farm without my equipment. Well, yes and no. I brought my moisture vaporator to Kunda to be serviced. On the way back to my farm, I took a shortcut next to the Enclave ruins. Damn Legrigs came out of nowhere. I had to run before they made a meal of me. When I returned to retrieve my equipment, the salvagers had already stripped it bare. I went to their camp to get back my moisture vaporator. This smug fellow Joran told me that he found it within the ruins, and by law, it belongs to him now. He said he'd give it to me for the bargain price of 500 credits. I wasn't very happy about it, but the law was on his side. So I paid this scoundrel. Now the moisture vaporator doesn't work because it is mysteriously missing its modulator. Joran is offering to sell me a modulator he found for another 500 credits.
It's hard to deal with womp rats when you got a Gundark on your back. I believe she'll get around to it, but I think by then it'll be too late.
I understand that the wheels turn slowly on this sort of thing, but my crops are in immediate danger. The salvaging laws on Dantooine are a mess, and in my mind, they favor the salvagers.
I suppose you could. Actually, you almost look like a salvager.
If you could go to this salvager camp and convince the salvager Joran to return my modulator, I would be very grateful.
I'm not rich, but I have some souvenirs from the war I could give you. It's right next to the ruins of the Jedi Enclave. Just follow the smell. You can't miss them. That's great. I'm certainly not getting any help around here. If you need to know anything more, just ask me.
Zeron keeps goading the mercenaries. I think he should let the little things slide. He's making things worse for everyone.
Your luck is not of the hapless settler. You are the newcomer that lands in a battered ship, yes. No friendly greetings are here for you. I come here to speak to the militia and make them understand a truth. Something of mine they have in their possession. It's very unwise to stand in my way. I am done being inconvenienced by you.
What brings you to Kunda? Do you have any troubles to report? I'm here to help. I just hope you aren't here about Garevik. I don't even want to get into it. Ask around if you want to know the details. It'll just make my headache worse if I talk about it. I don't know what we'd do without Administrator Adare. She managed to plow through a lot of the family bickering once the Sith left during the war. She's kept us together. Oh, and Zeron too, I suppose. This is sensitive. It's not really a secret, though. A lot of people are upset with Zeron. He's a hard man and doesn't answer to anybody. Except, I suppose, the Administrator. The thing is, he expects everyone to follow all the laws. That's not normally a bad thing, but the mercenaries are used to having a bit more freedom. So it's like Zeron keeps prodding a rancor with a stun stick. To a rancor, it's just a minor nuisance. But if you keep at it, he's gonna fight back. The mercenaries aren't unreasonable. They're mostly just war veterans looking for work. But Zeron just keeps poking them, so he has to get involved to make sure that the militia does what he wants. Otherwise, we'd probably give the mercenaries some room. Maybe. It's hard to say. They meet a lot, but it seems to me they let each other alone for the most part. I'm sure there's a lot going on with the militia that the Administrator doesn't even know about. It's tricky. You see, I think Zeron may be taking this whole thing a little personal. I'm not sure. Just a guess. I also think he's doing more to provoke them than just investigating every complaint against them hard. He's up to something. If someone could just ask a few questions, turn up some answers, maybe see if Zeron isn't being completely honest with the rest of us, well, then maybe he should be replaced. Just a lot of little things don't add up. It could just be a surprise party. but I think Zeron takes this problem very personal. So if you happen to find something out like that, you should see Administrator Adare. If you have to do some footwork to check into things, you'll be compensated. We should probably talk about something else. I hate going behind the captain's back. I just feel... I just have a feeling about it. Well, call me a defective protocol droid. Manners, right. I'm Baroon Modrol. I'm Captain Zeron's right-hand man. I help run the militia here. Well, that makes it sound more important than I am. Zeron takes a hands-on role in running the militia. If you have any real trouble, you'd have to go to him anyway. The thing is, he expects... So, it's like the mercenaries aren't unreasonable, so he has to get involved to make... It's tricky. You see, I think Zeron may be... I also think he's doing more to provoke them than just investigating every complaint against them hard. He's up to something. If someone could just ask if... I don't want to be made captain that way, but if my hunch is right, he's just about the worst person to leave in charge. So if you happen to find something out like that, you should see Administrator Adare. If you have to do some footwork to check into things, you'll be compensated. We should probably talk about something else. I'll tell you anything that's public knowledge. Most militia news passes by me and Zeron. I might be able to help. Oh, you heard about that. We have so much to look into that Sulru's concern is pretty low on our list. We asked the salvagers, but they claim that the salvager responsible is nowhere to be found. I've heard that rumor too. People get really riled up about Jedi around here. Some people seem to have a selective memory. During the war, the Jedi were a big help here. They did everything for us. From clearing out dangerous beasts to solving a murder investigation. I try to stay out of it, though. Standing up for Jedi is one way to become unpopular around here. Easy to say for someone that doesn't live here. I'd rather grab an unshielded power coupling than get involved in that debate. The militia's dealing with enough already. You're not wrong there. For what good it'll do, if it comes up, I'll say what I think is right. You happy? I hope so. You may be my only friend in a few days. Talking about Jedi is just depressing these days. Any other cheerful problems you want to talk about? You should see Administrator Adare about that. She'll be able to set you up. You're not a typical salvager, so I don't expect you'll have any trouble there. All right, stay out of trouble now.
Doci monas runta, yun bola, wata gratonci mulira, pitasa cantone tosha. Poso ma britushniki tuk tuk bamba, bora, dino morira nibo non kin un batno koktek. Poso ma britushniki tuk tuk bamba, bora, dino morira nibo non kin un batno koktek. Poso ma britushniki tuk tuk bamba, bora, dino morira nibo non kin un batno koktek. Fasa susho wi, kana ina doka ches, kapato rondi loso chi rana dipik, now ji ka chi a ubang ka, posman ni wado puta na sapa, tongi wamaji, yuma liba to ato into tune, dok ini kemarin zuni inas di John Bla wen somas, tong abau shan uninong, the wanga nochi, roren manama, kochpa ino shan opora. In soranaka me gonsoji, nekchi una. Jenish melaka wachino so impos morcha chani rikasan. Wala kun bisking mong pal muriras nemo poiduana. Pararanta miki sikosos. Yewenarama inosos miki sa winsor michi inkaranich wi okapom. Niko bolotong la do chong now. Parachi no sukankadon, makamando uruno intervela ino. Unisidom kanaki mochi so akatla, inkin kunma bolira michiki kun. Parachi no sukankadon, makamando uruno intervela ino. Unisidom kanaki mochi so akatla, inkin kunma bolira michiki kun. Banaranta miki sikosos. Yewenarama inosos miki sa winsor michi inkaranich wi okapom. Niko bolotong la do chong now. Banaranta miki sikosos. Yewenarama inosos miki sa winsor michi inkaranich wi okapom. Niko bolotong la do chong now. Poso ma britushniki tuk tuk bamba, bora. Dino morira nibo non kin un batno koktek, dok ini kemarin zuni inas di John Bla wen somas. Tong abau shan uninong. Raliki nito! Baramas! No chucha certo into saramaki makvan! Chuta kok pa, rodanga nini shoda shokato. Chuba me masik ratak forfeta. Ni hongkak rato, jibot malia bit hatawa.
I'm the militia captain here. Are you here because you're in trouble or looking for it? I see. Well, what's your reason for coming to militia headquarters? There are better places to explore and better people to know. I'm sure you have your reasons, though. I'm sure you got questions of your own. If you're interested, I might have some work for you. You want something? You really should talk to Baroon about general questions. There aren't more than a dozen of us, and there's too many problems. People keep hoping that the Republic sends help. But we gotta help ourselves. She's smart. She gets things done. The whole place would fall apart without her. Dantooine isn't the center of much of anything. Our most talented people sometimes leave. Hard for someone to stay a farmer when they have the itch to do something greater. So we're lucky the administrator never went elsewhere. I bet she'd make a decent senator, even. It's our home. Might be the start of an honest capital someday. Right now, it's not much more than a swoop bike stop. I don't have anything to say about that. You want something? I've seen a lot of visitors come through Kunda. You're the first one in a while that looks the capable sort. We have a small problem with Kinrath. Maybe you've already seen some of them. They're coming from a cave in the Kunda Plains. I'd take care of it myself, but there aren't many people in the militia. We'd lose too many men. There's a reward if you do it. Kinrath are normally just pests. We think something happened to their nest. Started near the end of the Civil War. Nobody knows for sure. Even the Ithorian. And they're smart about such things. Very. The Kinrath you see on the plains aren't as tough as the ones inside the caves. They may not look much different, but they are tough. We used some explosives to seal a cave a couple years back. Just made them angrier. They burrowed another entrance even closer to us. I know there are crystals in there too. Some of the salvagers once thought about going in there to get some extra credits. Too many Kinrath though. Cave is on the southeast side of the plains. Shouldn't be hard to find. That's all I can ask. You want something? Some of the salvagers went deep into the ruins and found a lot of Jedi relics. It's the most valuable haul the salvagers ever got. But all the salvagers that went down there are dead. So it seems every day or so some salvager comes claiming they're owed by such and such, or that they're related. The whole thing makes me sick. Garvik says he won the whole claim in a Pazak game with the last survivor, right before he killed him. But that was a fair fight. There were witnesses. But nobody remembers Garvik ever playing Pazak. I just hope someone takes this blasted claim off my hands. I'm tired of those lowlives pestering me. We've got real work to do. You want something?
A visitor. Please, come in. Welcome to Kunda. I am Administrator Turina Adari. You're the owner of the, ship that just landed? Depending on your business here, the pleasure may be mutual, but you didn't answer my question. Is that ship yours? And unless I'm much mistaken, that's the Ebon Hawk. That vessel has been on Dantooine before, during the war. That was a Jedi vessel. My point is that the previous owner of that ship was a very influential Jedi, and Jedi are not as admired here as they once were. Right or wrong, our settlers blame the Jedi and their hidden enclave for their suffering. I remember the old Jedi Masters and the considerable help they lent to Dantooine. I still maintain discreet connections with Jedi. I suppose your arrival here is no coincidence. My friend. Let's just call him Frook. We've known each other for many years, and our continued friendship could create many problems in the current political climate. He came to Dantooine not too long ago. He was looking into something quite important. He's gone missing recently. Did he send for you in case something went wrong? Vrook and I had a mutually beneficial arrangement for several weeks. He went to the Jedi Enclave sublevel recently and hasn't returned. I know the sublevel is dangerous. I'm starting to fear the worst. Would you be willing to go to the ruins of the Enclave to look for him? Fortunate that you've come. Don't expect it to be easy, though. Things rarely are with Jedi. I will have one of the militia transmit permissions to the Enclave's security door. Go expecting danger, for you will most certainly find it there. Is there anything else I can assist you with? Like many parts of Dantooine, the sub-level of the Enclave has become infested with dangerous creatures. Large, vicious insects called Lagrex have made the sub-level their home. Several salvagers have reportedly been injured or killed by the Lagrex. I would expect a Jedi to fare better against the creatures than the salvagers, but Vrook has not returned in some time. Is there anything else I can assist you with? To most people in the galaxy, the distinction between Sith and Jedi is a blurry one, especially since most Sith were once Jedi. It is complicated by the fact that Malak and Revan were great heroes of the Republic and famed Jedi Knights. But a few years later, they were leading an armada which threatened everyone. And here on Dantooine, the Jedi Enclave provoked a brutal occupation by the Sith. It could have been far worse, but even now the damage has not been fully mended. I don't think everyone hates Jedi. If just a few people changed their minds or spoke up, it could make a great deal of difference. I think that we need the help of the Jedi. If the Jedi's reputation isn't redeemed, the consequences could be quite regrettable. Until then, I would keep your identity secret. Who do you want to know about? There are 3 groups of people on the planet right now. The settlers, salvagers, and the mercenaries. Dantooine is one of the younger worlds of the Republic. A couple of generations ago, this world was still untamed. We made great progress, in no small part due to the Jedi. But recently, we have been losing ground. During the war, the most prominent settler families either fled or were executed by the Sith. Losing their resources and the Jedi was too great a loss. But now we are organizing and starting to truly work together. Once we achieve that, I am confident that Dantooine can be safe and prosperous again. No, I suppose I'm not. We need the Republic and always have. We aren't self-sufficient yet and we need aid. The fate of the Telos project is intimately tied to our own. The most humanitarian elements of the Senate have put their careers at stake in the rebuilding of Telos. If those efforts succeed, their prominence will grow and further aid will be given freely. But if they fail, there are colder, more authoritative elements in the Senate that could come to power. They would think nothing of leaving the strategically unimportant worlds to their own devices. That would be a tragic day for Dantooine and many other worlds. The Republic is in flux. Its final shape is uncertain. They are a necessary inconvenience. Money has been a great concern to us, ever since the Sandrals and Matalays were removed during the Jedi Civil War. The agricultural exports we produce just cover basic maintenance. To expand and prosper, we needed credits. So we had to exploit a valuable resource we had. The ruins of the Jedi Enclave. It was not a decision lightly made. And even then, we couldn't do the work ourselves. Too dangerous. And every settler matters on our small world. So we opened the door to enterprising salvagers. The salvagers you see now are the last remnants of that force. The tithe we took from their claims sustains what semblance of government you see now. We plan on using those credits to improve production and protect our world. We have enough to sustain ourselves until more prosperous times. We tolerate their presence because we must, and they generally follow our laws. But their time is almost over. The Jedi Enclave's sublevel is the only place left with reasonable salvage, and it has too many dangers for them. The salvagers aren't warriors. Generally, they are out-of-work miners or cast-offs from other worlds. Dantooine is one of the younger worlds of the Republic. A couple of generations ago, this world was still untamed. We made great progress, in no small part due to the Jedi. But recently, we have been losing ground. During the war, the most prominent settler families either fled or were executed by the Sith. Losing their resources and the Jedi was too great a loss. But now we are organizing and starting to truly work together. Once we achieve that, I am confident that Dantooine can be safe and prosperous again. Certainly. There are plenty of opportunities to assist people on Dantooine. Too many, I'm afraid. I would go to the militia headquarters and make your intentions known there. Besides that, just listen and ask around.
Hey, get away from that door! The last time somebody messed with it, it was locked down for months before we could fix it.
Time to take you down to size. Time to take you down to size.
What? You shouldn't sneak up on an old fella like that. You shouldn't be out of here anyway. This is Kinrath territory. There was a time when seeing a Kinrath was a rare thing. They mostly were around some caves to the south of here. But now, they're everywhere. They're dangerous too. More vicious than they used to be. I'd stay away from the eastern side of the plains. And now that I think about it, stay away from the west too. The west is filled with cat hounds. Dantooine is in a sad state these days. Mostly because the Republic has left us to fend for ourselves. I gave the Republic the best years of my life, and I understand they're under pressure. But I think that they'd be able to spare at least something to help us out. All we get is sympathy. Some law and order, for one thing. Take what I'm doing right now. A couple weeks back, there was an accident here. One of the Western Fringe farmers was coming to Kunda on his swoop with a load of atmospheric sensors. We found him dead and his swoop bike all banged up. I've come back a couple of times to try to figure out if that's what really happened. I'm one of the Kunda militia. They need all the able bodies they can get. I was a Republic custom inspector before I came back home. Now I'm the closest thing the militia's got to an investigator. I do. The Kinrath are dangerous. But as long as you stay on your swoop bike, there's no way they should catch you. I've carefully searched this area and haven't found anything. So maybe our man just got sloppy. We really need those atmospheric sensors.
But Dantooine is temperate. There is no need for atmospheric sensors except for seasonal data collection.
Huh? It's just important we get it back. They're expensive pieces of equipment, and we can't afford to replace them. Regardless, I don't suppose you'd be willing to keep an eye out for something. I just really need them. It's important. Please come to me if you find any of the atmospheric sensors. I'll pay you 1,000 credits for each one you find, whether they're broken or not. No idea whatsoever. I figure it's a real long shot you'd ever spot one, but I also figure it wouldn't hurt to ask.
I don't know about that. They are vitally important pieces of equipment on tectonically or environmentally unstable regions. But do you really need atmospheric sensors on Dantooine? I'll have this open in no time. Child's play.
More where that came from.
Yuta pak mito, hai best nikta tochi mapao krawe nosha. Wata lord chiba fusot bachila nuba chubanok. Yatuka uwanrika chotin wani maurata wakata chi luma lispa. Huta yanolia, jukta geni chubawanki na jung winoton ma no miurita. Kavanata galu, kavanami donki krato. Kavanata galu, kavanami donki krato. Bram tabanin soju. Da come giusmak miki baragneto so rika chondin, wana magrable mogo. Yatuka uwanrika chotin wani maurata wakata chi luma lispa. Bram tabanin soju. Da come giusmak miki baragneto so rika chondin, wana magrable mogo. Yatuka uwanrika chotin wani maurata wakata chi luma lispa. Kavadumpa mo wendido chokerembi norta kunyun wish chawaka chuba. Sura dachi morotuko gansa. Yatuka uwanrika chotin wani maurata wakata chi luma lispa. Yatuka uwanrika chotin wani maurata wakata chi luma lispa. Bram tabanin soju. Da come giusmak miki baragneto so rika chondin, wana magrable mogo.
Time to even the odds. Time to take you down to size.
You asked for it.
Let's settle this.
Thoughts are disturbed. I can feel them from a great distance, like a shiver running through you. Force-sensitive locations such as this absorb and reflect force energy. The crystals are the catalyst here. I sense that Revan once passed through here, leaving a strong impression behind in the crystals. Perhaps future Jedi who visit this cave will feel our presence, as if seeing our footprints preserved in the soil. The crystals here are infused with the Force. Some could be harvested and used for lightsabers. The crystals here do not drain Force energy from Jedi. They collect the excess energy that radiates from those attuned to the Force.
this over with. I don't know about that. They are vitally important pieces of equipment on... I'll have this open in no time. Child's play. This won't take long. Take him down.
Yutapak mito, hai best niksa tochi mapauk. Yatuka Huta yanolia. Juk Kavanatagalu. Bram tabani. Yatuka Bram tabani. Yatuka Kavadumpa. Yatuka Bram tabani.
this.
Your thoughts are disturbed. I can feel them from a force sensitive. I sense that perhaps future Jedi. The crystals here. The crystals here.
Time to even the odds.
The crystal responds to you. This is very rare indeed. The crystal's bond with you is such that the stronger you become in the Force, the more powerful your crystal will grow. This crystal will make an excellent focus for a lightsaber. Quite the contrary. Picture yourself as a sieve, and the Force as water pouring into you. This crystal draws from the excess water that escapes the sieve. The crystal is in tune with you. It will use whatever water that pours through you, be it dark or light.
What do you want now?
It's you again. Well, you know who I am. I figure you've got a reason for coming back. You want something? So you did. Here's the credits I told you about. Even with the caves cleared, I imagine it'll take some time before the Kinrath aren't on the plains. That was very helpful of you. You saved some lives today. You want something?
Hello there. You haven't had... I'm not the one to talk to. You should see Administrator Adare about that. We should probably talk about something else. I hate going... All right. Hello there. All right.
Everyone down! Let's settle this. Everyone down!
Oh, a visitor comes to our delightful salvager camp. We are honored. Do you come bringing your credits and curiosity? Am I that transparent to you? Apparently this is so. I am Rallon, known throughout this camp for the many artifacts of value that I have uncovered. An expert, this is certain. A question I pose to you, traveler. Do you wish to buy one of the most elusive of all Jedi artifacts? A powerful Jedi holocron. This is no idle boast, traveler, but a fact. A holocron is easily worth many thousands of credits to any Jedi, but I will sell it to you for a low price. I ask a mere 1,000 credits for this rare find. This is not a matter of negotiation. You should buy it quickly before others come. A discerning question. The reason is simple. The market of buyers is limited on Dantooine. If I were on Coruscant, I could make a fortune with this. My dilemma is I lack the funds to travel, so I cannot reach a better market, so my price is reduced. But you travel. Surely you could find a Jedi buyer. I assure you it isn't. I will show it to you presently. As you can see, it is in fine shape. A real bargain at a mere 1,000 credits. How did you know? Well, I never unload this accursed thing. This isn't my fault. You can't blame me. This forgery has passed through several hands in this camp. I am merely the latest victim. I wish to abandon this dung heap. No, of course not. Another salvager sold it to me, and he bought it from another one before him. When there were more salvagers, incidents like this were common. But now there are few of us, and I'm stuck with this garbage. There's no way I can make it home to my family and children. You with all your observations. I'm not going to talk to you about the holocron anymore. So, what should we talk about? There isn't much to see around here. The planet is very lightly populated by settlers, mercenaries, and us. They want nothing to do with us. The only thing they want is part of our profits. Now that salvaging is running out, I doubt they will tolerate our presence much longer. I don't know nor care. They're trouble, but fortunately they ignore us. When they're looking for work, they mainly bother the settlers. We come from many different planets, drawn to the rumors of fortune. I believe the early salvagers did make some credits, but latecomers like myself barely find anything. Early salvagers said that the ruins were mostly empty to begin with. Many think that the administrator didn't allow us to salvage until her people were done with it.
They gathered a group to go to the sub-level. They're probably all gonna get killed.
You a new salvager? Or one of those Kunda cantina rats coming here to complain? Oh, is that so? You're no mercenary, and with those armaments, this isn't a social call. You're at least thinking of heading to the ruins. I'm gonna give you some advice. Turn back. There's nothing you're gonna find. Because anything valuable in the ruins was carted away months ago. The only salvagers left are either desperate, ornery, or not right in the head. And while you look dirty enough to be here, I don't think you're any of those things. So go back to Kunda. The only thing left is the sub-level, and that's crawling with Lagrex. And those things are smarter than half the salvagers here, though that don't take much. And don't be asking any pesky questions. You're new, and no one is gonna help you out. Because there isn't enough salvage to share with the people already here. And a hungry newcomer is about as welcome as a diuretic hut. If you're not going to listen to anybody, maybe you can help me out. The only place that has anything is the sub-level. And only a couple of fools have gone there. And they're now dead fools. I'd like to do the decent thing and get their bodies and put them to rest. That hole isn't a fit place for a salvager. So, if you find a couple human corpses down there, just grab their gear and their bodies. I'll pay you 500 credits for each of them. I've been here the longest, and I'll be here last. I buy Jedi salvage from the ruins. Slow business now, but I get by. Sometimes I sell them to visitors like yourself. Besides, that's none of your flaming business. You should have let me know you're a customer instead of letting me think you're some disease-ridden salvager. Let me show you what I've got.
More where that came from.
Let's get this over with. This won't take long.
More where that came from. More where that came from. Everyone down!
Smells like another salvager's come to our camp. Vacate, Mudlicker. Don't make me tell you again.
Ease off, Nalick. There's better sport than this one.
I don't need help to take out a Mudlicker. Yeah, I'm talking to you. But I have a problem with you. Flaming outsider taking away our work. This is mercenary territory. We don't want anyone getting in our way. We're the real boss on this planet, so stand clear of us. You serious? The settlers are no more than herd beasts. Her handful of militia don't run this place. We do. And just keep going. You don't want to get in trouble with us.
You've wandered into the wrong camp. You got the look of a warrior, and we got all the blasters we need. If you're looking for work too, just take a trip spaceward. We don't need any more competition. Got it? What if we do? They're practically begging to be pushed around. You've seen them, right? They're weak. You sound like a flaming Jedi. I didn't just mean their weapons. I meant their character. They're very quick to blame everyone but themselves for their problems. So the galaxy has dealt them a bad hand. They should ante up and get back in the game. The administrator is different. It's just another spaceport to me. We've been here too long for my tastes. And the settlers... It galls me to think we fought wars to protect Gizka like them. They don't do anything to help themselves, and they don't know how to take responsibility. They're on their own, and either they should start working and stop whining, or else they're in for a tough ride. We have to live somewhere, something those settlers don't seem to understand. That flaming administrator and her cath hound Zeron can't keep their noses out of our business. There's a natural order to things that they just don't seem to get. They'll learn. Just make sure these settlers know their place. The Republic isn't going to send a single trainee to help this planet. I have time to kill, and talking about Dantooine just irritates me. Most of us are veterans of the Jedi Civil War. Some even fought in the Mandalorian Wars. A lot of soldiers have been looking for a place in the galaxy. The really skilled usually wind up here. We had a contract with the Republic, doing some work in the Outer Rim, but they scaled back, and we were some of the casualties. Now the Republic isn't hiring anymore. I hear they have no credits. A Sentiate by the name of Azkul. He was an elite trooper for Malak during the Jedi Civil War. He knows how to wage war. We find ways to divert ourselves. A lot of us find odd jobs. There are many more mercs around than what you see on Dantooine. We're spread out. I have time to kill.
Can I help you? Just trying to make a living. At least there's still people in the galaxy who know our value. It's not glamorous work, but a man has to eat, right?